Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Shaunneka and today's yin yoga sequence involves your hips and twisting. So if you are feeling irritable or stressed, then this class is going to help you relax, balance your energy, and really getting that energy to circulate throughout your body so that it's not sitting stagnant in just specific areas of your body. So before we begin, I received a question and it was, how do I know if I'm doing a yin yoga posture correctly? And so, we're all different. We all have different bodies, different anatomies. But what I can suggest to you is that you are completely relaxed in a posture. So I always like to use the analogy of your hand. So if you take your hand and you tense it and you try to pull your middle finger, you'll notice that there's not much movement happening and it feels quite stiff. But if you relax your hand and then you try to pull your middle finger, you'll notice that you feel like a slight separation between your finger joint and your palm. So when your body is tense, just like when your hand is tense, you're not able to receive the proper stress. The connective tissues aren't able to receive the proper stress. So you need to be relaxed in a posture so that you can receive the stress necessary to rehydrate your joints and get all those yummy benefits of your yin yoga practice. So that is my answer to how you should be feeling in a yin yoga posture. So just remember, if you're going beyond your edge and you start to get that tensing sensation, then that is your cue to back off, because you will not be getting the benefits of a yin yoga practice if you are tense. You need to be relaxed. So just know that your edge, if you're really trying to go towards or go beyond your edge, just know that the longer you practice yoga, those things will come and it doesn't need to be forced. So we'll go ahead and start today's practice. You will only need one block. So go ahead and grab your block and we'll begin with our first posture, which will be a twisted dragon. So bringing your block to the top of the mat, finding a tabletop position, you're going to step your left foot to the top of the mat and just bring your block handy at the top for when you decide to use it. So tuck your right toes under and shimmy your right foot back and bringing your right knee back to the floor. From here, you're going to wing your left foot. So you want your left toes pointing diagonally on the mat, and then you want to come to the knife edge or the pinky side edge of that foot. So your big toe is flexed towards your knee. Bringing both hands onto the mat, or if you decide, you can bring your forearms onto your block. Whichever one is comfortable for you. Closing the eyes here. Remembering the key in this posture is to let the belly go, so letting the belly be soft. So you should be feeling a nice opening through the right hip flexor, right psoas, as well as the inner left groin. So maybe you want to walk your hands closer towards the top of the mat, just finding a little bit of length here. Notice if you're clenching your jaw. So if you'd like to go deeper for these last few breaths, you can come down onto your right forearm, or you can bring your forearm onto the block. Take your left hand and push away just above the left knee, opening up your chest. You can always stay upright as well. Let's take our last 2 breaths. Nice big inhale. Bring the breath all the way up into the chest. And exhale, release. One more inhale. And exhale. If you had your hand just above your knee, bring it back down onto the mat. Push yourself up. Tuck your right toes under. And just go ahead and straighten that left leg. Maybe you shimmy your hips from side to side. We'll go ahead and just shimmy your left foot to the right side of your mat. So your left foot comes behind your right wrist and your left knee comes behind your left wrist. So your left shin is parallel to the top of your mat, and then you're going to bring your right shin parallel to the side of your mat. There should be a box shape and a gap between your knee and your ankle. We'll be taking a twisted deer from here. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, take your right hand to the outside of your left knee. Again, inhale. And exhale, you're going to come down onto your forearms. You can place your forearms on blocks. Feeling a nice stretch again along the right hip flexor, right psoas. And a nice twist for that low back. I also slightly feel this in my left outer hip. If you'd like, you can always come down onto stacked palms. Also having the option to extend that right arm and really reach those fingertips away, increasing the stretch through that right side body. Coming into our last few breaths here. Making any minor adjustments to allow yourself to go a little bit deeper. Let's take our last 2 breaths here. Nice big inhale. And side out. One more inhale. And gently exhale. Just go ahead, if you had the right arm extended, bring it back down by your side. Push yourself all the way back up. Just take a moment here before you untwist yourself. And very gently twisting yourself back to the center and coming all the way back up. Just take a moment. So from here, just bring your right knee to point towards the ceiling. You're going to extend straight that left leg. The pinky side edge is pressing into the floor and you're flexing your toes towards your face. Go ahead and straighten your left leg. It doesn't matter if it's not straight, there could be a slight bend in your knee as well. You're going to twist towards the front of the room and or the front of your mat, and bring your forearms to the floor. So what you really want to make sure here is that your foot is not down here. You want to bring your foot in line with your hip, or as close as you can as possible. And then you'll notice I'm kind of sinking into my left hip, right? So the action is you're looking to pull your chest forward through your shoulders, through your elbows, finding nice length. So now you're really feeling this in your left IT band and your left outer hip. Nice deep breaths. Maybe you're here, maybe you're here. All depends on your anatomy and where you are in your practice. Remembering to flex that foot. You come down onto your forehead. So as much as my foot is flexed, I'm not tensing my leg. My leg is quite relaxed. I'm just making a point to gently flex my toes towards my knee. last few breaths here. Maybe you lengthen a little bit more. Maybe you turn your head in the opposite direction. Last 2 breaths here. Nice big inhale. And let it go. One more inhale. And exhale. Gently lift the gaze. Push into the palms. Walk yourself all the way back up. Take your right leg that's behind you and swing it around in front of you. Bend both knees. Just allow the head to drop in and rock from side to side. Just noticing any subtle differences from one side to the other. And we'll do all of that on the right side. So let's go ahead and find ourselves back in that tabletop position. You're going to take your right foot to the top of the mat. Both hands are to the inside of that right foot. Untuck your left toes. And then wing your right foot. Flex your right toes towards your right kneecap and come to the blade edge or the knife edge of your right foot. So really finding comfort here. And when you're ready, allow the belly to go soft and the jaw to relax. Maybe walking your hands a little closer to the top of the mat just to find some length. So preparing to come into our twist. Remembering you can bring the block underneath the left forearm or stay up on your left palm. Otherwise, coming down onto your left forearm, taking your right hand just above that right knee, pushing it away from you and opening up the chest. Last few breaths here. Let's take our last two breaths. Nice big inhale. Really draw that breath in through the belly, up through the chest. Inhale. And exhale, side out. One more inhale. And exhale, release. Gently remove your right hand from your right knee if you had it there. Push your hands back into the mat. Tuck your left toes under. Stick your bum out and straighten your right leg. Maybe you shimmy your hips from side to side. And we'll come into our twisted deer now. So taking your right hand to the outside of your right foot, shimmy your right foot behind your left wrist, right knee behind the right wrist. So your right shin is parallel to the top of your mat and your left shin is parallel to the side of your mat. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale, take your left hand to the outside of your right knee. Lengthen again. And exhale, coming down onto your forearms on blocks. Maybe you stay where you are. Maybe you bring and reach your left fingertips so you feel a nice stretch on the left side body right into your psoas, left hip flexor. Last few breaths here. Last 2 breaths. Nice big inhale. And sigh it out. One more inhale. And exhale. Go ahead, lift the gaze, push into the palms. Stay here for a moment. And very gently twist back over that shin. Just find a moment here. So we'll go ahead and take our candlestick variation. So go ahead and point now your left knee towards the ceiling and straighten your right leg. Digging the knife edge or the pinky side edge of that foot into the mat and straightening your left leg. But again, it doesn't have to be straight, it could still be slightly bent. Coming down onto your forearms or forearms on blocks. You just want to make sure that you're not sinking back into that hip, so you're looking to draw your chest through the gateway of your shoulders. And even though my right foot is flexed, I'm not tensing my leg or lifting my kneecap. My leg is relaxed. So again, feeling this in your right IT band, right outer hip. Nice deep breaths. If you're unsure by what I mean when I draw my chest through the gateway of my shoulders, you can also think of it as a slight action of you sticking out your bum. It'll increase the intensity of the stretch in the IT band. You come down onto your palms. Last few breaths here. Take our last 2 breaths. Nice big inhale. And exhale, release. One more inhale. And exhale, let it go. Go ahead from here, push into your palms and lift the gaze. Walk your hands back in, and we're actually just going to roll onto our side. So swing that right leg down the mat and come to lay all the way onto your back. So go ahead and bend the knees from here. Bring your feet as wide as your mat and let your knees knock in. Taking constructive rest. So before we come into our Shavasana, we'll just flush everything out with some nice twists. So taking your arms up overhead, you're going to go ahead and grab for opposite elbows. You're going to leave your hands right where they are. You're going to take your knees now, keeping your feet where they are, and you're just going to drop both knees over to the right, and you're going to pull your elbows to the left. So really, really reach. Inhale through center. Exhale, drop both knees to the left and pull your elbows to the right. Really feeling that twist right up the body. Let's do that again, one more each side. Inhale through center, remembering to leave the feet as wide as the mat. And exhale, both knees to the right and pull the elbows to the left. Inhale through center. And exhale, knees to the left, elbows to the right. Coming back through center. Release, just bring the arms up overhead. Feel some length in the side body here. And when you're ready, you can extend your legs out wide. Keep your arms up overhead and release the grip from the elbows for your Shavasana. Always taking note of those micro details of sensation. Always showing yourself a moment of gratitude for showing up to practice, taking this time for yourself. So feeling free to stay here and really marinate a little longer. I do hope you enjoyed today's practice and that you feel more relaxed and balanced. Have a wonderful day.